What's going on, everybody? It's Josh, aka the Most of Muscle. I am coming at you from Pivot Gym with another next podcast. You feel me? Talk to him.
What's up, boys? We're snowed in North Carolina. Can't be me. Couldn't believe it. But classic physique IFBB pro Colin Marco coming at you. How we doing? We staying warm?
That was a good one. I have my big old winter coat here. Talking about snowed in, I think there's like 6 inches of snow outside. I told Colin
Yeah,
I
I
was
mean,
going to be ready to podcast in 15 minutes shoveling. It took me 30 minutes. The width of Pivot Gym is not that big.
yeah, I quite literally was able to get six of my check-ins done while you're shoveling.
Yeah. Yeah, that was rough. Um, and then we're training legs, and then probably going to be snowed in after that. So we're just taking it as it comes right now. Um, yeah. So topic for today:
Excuse me, boys.
cardio gains. Does cardio kill
Cardio
your
gains,
gains,
baby.
or
No,
does cardio actually improve your gains? Let's talk about it. So we have examples. Um, we have thought processes. Where do you want to start at, Colin?
I'm gonna start with this because I just looked at this. This has absolutely nothing to do with the podcast. But if you're trying to stay organized with your health supplements, and you don't like your bottles, get yourself a fucking nail organizer. My life has never been easier.
Did you say nail?
Yeah.
I probably got 1,000 of those sitting around the house just thinking
Yeah, if
about
you
it.
get a nail organizer, I mean, they have the slots that come out. And if, like, for me, I have the liver and kidney from Revive, code psych, I'm not sponsored. Um, it takes up a shit ton of room, but these things are fucking fantastic. So if you're a bodybuilder and you're unorganized, but first one, I would say in the realm of cardio gains, everyone talks about, losing your legs in a prep. I've never in let's say this, in my respectful showings in which that I've had, I've never lost my legs. I'm never one to, come down to the wire, you're dieting hard, you're doing cardio, you're doing steps, and then poof,
This sounds like
gone.
a shot. Fuck you.
No, it's not a shot, dickhead, although you do lose your legs. Um
2 times. Fucking 2 times.
it's everyone likes the stairmaster, the elliptical, whatever cardio modality. But honestly, my biggest thing whenever it comes to a prep setting, especially with how often you're doing it, like you have to pick a cardio modality that you enjoy, or at least enjoy to the to the most that you can. But it's at the same time very, very much effective. But in those realms, for the last 2 years, I have done bike for my cardio. And my legs stay very full. My legs get fucking peeled, and I just a lot of my bro science thought process to it that I have a bunch of new nutrients going into it and helping recover from the cardio, but it's realistically like it's all driven from my quads and my calves and my hams and my glutes. And I got big legs, quads, hams, and glutes on stage.
All right, now I'm going to talk about the thought process behind where I came to this conclusion. Um, there's several people who have outstanding body parts, and there's always a reason for that, right? Like when you look at someone who has gigantic arms, the reason they have gigantic arms is because they connect really well with it and probably hit it a lot, normally in the formative years. Like an idea would be like a high school hockey player is going to have big legs and big like region because they're constantly pushing off of one leg all the time in the time that their testosterone is probably going to be the highest in their formative years of training. And it's going through their entire sport is pushing with their quads, right? So I think that there is something to the people who turn around and after doing something repeatedly over and over and over again and constantly supplying nutrients to it, that muscle group is going to grow. Uh, I have my own fucking example of it. My back specifically. We had a rule in my house that if you walked by the bathroom, you had to try a pull up. And I had to do that for like a year straight until I could do a pull up. But every time I went to the bathroom, I had to try this. Sooner or later, I was able to do a lot of pull ups, continue to still be able to always do a lot of pull ups. But my back is my best body part and it's not close. I barely train my back now. And when I do anything, I could feel it in my back. There's got to be something to it from a muscle perspective in general. So now when you take something like a bike, where it's a lot of concentric quad extension pretty much, right? There's some flexion and extension at the hip as well, but like it's a lot more knee driven than anything.
Yeah.
And I also have to a degree think about this in terms of like the ankle and how your ankle should be in a press, right? If you're someone who rides a bike with a downward foot all the way up and around, it's a downward foot, it never dorsiflexes. You should not be squatting from a dorsiflex position. You should be squatting from a heel elevation, no matter what, because that's how you're naturally performing that rep. So it's the same kind of concept as like, yes, you're constantly putting blood and nutrients into the quad. You're constantly getting more muscle to be stimulated there. There has to be something to it that it's going to, at minimum, increase your capacity to train that muscle group, connect with it better because you're constantly using it, and essentially grow muscle or keep it leaner. However, whatever direction you're going.
Yeah, I mean,
Excuse
and to
me.
kind of piggyback off of that, for myself, I played baseball all my life. I caught all my life.
Yeah, you
So
look like
again,
a
I'm
catcher.
fuck you. Being in that position, you're squatted down, but for me, I've always had really good ankle mobility for the sake of getting depth in squats. For again, think about when you're catching, you're on the balls with your feet, you're completely flexed forward. So here's my foot, and my shin is going to be hovering over my foot. And that's however 100, 200, 300 times a game, let alone practice, let alone bullpens, let alone whatever the case may be. It's like I was so used to being in that position, but again, that consistent squatting, getting up, like from a very young age, I had like a very large base on me. So yeah, sure, maybe genetically I've just been gifted with bigger legs, but at the same time, with my preemptive athletics of what I've done in the past, it's definitely helped with the growth and the muscle development that I have to this day. Because again, obviously we all know my upper body needs to come up completely. That's no guess here. But at the same time, it's like for me, I've been able to look at a hack squat and my legs will grow. But again, I have the comfortability to be able to perform the rep at a very intense level, but at the same time control the weight drive and be able to stimulate the muscle in a proper manner in which that I don't have an issue with growing legs. The connection is fully there. Like you have with your back is what I have with my legs. And it's something where I will never have an issue with any sort of legs, leg size, leg development. But when it comes to the upper body, yeah, like I mean, we've talked to this before. I've had to completely take a step back on how I train back because before 2 years ago, I was pretty fucking lost. I was Mr. Just go in there, move shit from A to B and call it a day. And I called it a workout. Once I actually like learned how to utilize, the back musculature, then it's like, okay, holy shit, like we're starting to grow. It's fantastic. But again, it's all goes back to essentially like what your upbringing was in sports and weight training and all that. But we're kind of getting off trail here. But
Yeah, it does
um,
go down that same route. It's the idea of like what you did as a kid is going to lead to you having a higher propensity of it to grow. So when it goes back to cardio, you're doing the same thing. You're just giving whatever muscle group you're specifically kind of using in that cardio modality is what you're going to get. I think a bike's a great idea for quads. I think stepper is great for glutes. I don't think it's great for calves, even though some people believe that. I think the calves are used to doing 10,000 steps a day forever. They need heavy weight.
yeah,
Stairmaster's not building your calves. Incline
no,
treadmill walking is a higher chance of building calves, but I've seen some people get some dug out fucking hamstrings from incline treadmill walking.
yeah. And I
And
mean, when
this,
it comes to, huh?
good.
No, so it's funny you say that just because I mean again, we always have the whole what's better fasted or post workout or midnight or middle, whatever the fuck, to get peeled or lose some weight while you are in a dieting phase. And I kind of took this whole experiment for myself for the sake of this last dieting phase I went through because I was curious. I was always Mr. Fasted Cardio, got up, did it, and went on with my day. This entire, nice. This entire, oh,
God,
cock.
penis.
This entire dieting phase, I went and did completely all post workout cardio besides my rest days. There ain't no fucking difference. And I did all stairs, and I will say, I did get much more beat up. My legs got much more beat up, where recovery capacity was not nearly to the extent that it was. But my glutes got rather peeled in the meantime for the sake of a 6 week dieting phase. So yeah, I mean, definitely when it comes to it in the Stairmaster, again, you don't necessarily have to focus on like the squeeze and contraction because I've heard, you watch videos where like Phil will be on like the incline or Jay will be on the incline. They're walking in every step, they're squeezing their glute and contracting their glute. And there is some nuance to it for sure. But at the same time, I mean, realistically, it's like there's going to be enough lengthening of the glute in that position and consistently over 30, 40 minutes of cardio where, yeah, in and itself, enough nutrient driven, huh?
I disagree.
What?
I disagree with that statement. I think that there is a lot to the squeezing of the muscle in your walking on the treadmill. Because first and foremost, you're being intentional with your cardio. You are pretty much or you are manifesting fat loss. Let's put it. Second, we understand that when a muscle contracts repeatedly over time, that you are going to turn around and burn essentially more calories there. If you're intentionally flexing it, it's going to be more detailed on stage because you're now comfortable with doing that. It also is going to raise your heart rate easier, so your fatigue could be down less. I firmly disagree with that one. If you
Fair
focus
enough.
on flexing your glute through every single step on a Stairmaster, you might not need to do the same level to get your heart rate at the same amount. It's a lot more mentally taxing because you're on a machine that's moving underneath you and you're just along for the ride. But there is, and I shit, like the brain burns a lot of fucking calories too. So, like, if you're actively thinking about it the whole time, I think there's merit to that. I think you can get away with a lot from that.
Fair enough.
So,
I
sorry
mean,
to cut
again,
you off to disagree, but that's my
it's
statement.
fun. I mean, again, there is definitely some nuance to it when it comes to cardio because even we spoke about it, even for myself to possibly experiment with a rower for bringing more nutrients to the back. Because again, when it comes to the idea of a rower in a gym, sure, there is leg drive, but at the same time, there's more action for the sake of the row for the back than it is for the actual leg drive portion of it because you're really just guiding yourself. Whereas the actual portion in which you're rowing, you really have to yank the shit out of that cord and put an emphasis on the back in itself rather than any other muscle.
You know, another great idea. So, like, this whole thing stemmed from us trying to, like, we were kind of talking about each of our body parts that need to grow or not grow, right? Or not per se not grow. We have to grow everywhere, but less specific work. So, for me, for my back, there is no way, shape, or form I need to be doing any sort of cardio that is upper body based. I don't need to do hit cardio battle ropes. I don't need to do the endless rope. I don't need to do the handy capable bike. I don't know what that thing's actually called.
The attack bike? Mm,
It looks like this thing, but you're just
yeah,
sitting in the
yeah.
chair. I don't know what that's called. Armored, something like that. Whatever. UB, it's called an UB, upper body exercise. Um, I hate that I knew that. I don't need to be doing stuff like that. Assault bike, don't need to be doing something like that. Colin more so needs that. Realistically, I'm gonna call it. It's probably not erythropoietin, but like a increase in red blood cells in that part of your body. When you walk off of the bike, you might get a fucking quad pump. You don't think that same thing's going to happen from an upper body cardio session? 100%. It's not used to doing that. And because of that increased red blood cell, wow. Because of the extra fluid and such in there, it's going to recover better. It's going to contract better. And if you constantly get a pump in something, you learn how to feel it pretty fucking quick. I'm gonna be honest with you. So that's how you have to realistically attack your cardio in that aspect. Now back to what you were saying about the whole fatigue with the Stairmaster thing. This in no way contrasts the fact that the Stairmaster is the most fatiguing. Just doesn't mean
No.
it's the right one,
Yep.
right? It does not mean that like I ranked these out the other day for a client on they were like, what cardio should I do? And I was like, the most fatiguing is going to be the stairs. The least fatiguing is going to be incline walking. I go, on this scale, pick whichever one you want, and your cardio number is going to have to adjust based off of that. So, hey, I can fatigue the fuck out of myself on the stairs for 30 minutes and not have to do more than 30 minutes of cardio. Or I could be significantly less fatigued on the elliptical for 45 minutes. Hey, listen, it might not exactly work out that way, but I'd rather take the 45 minutes than the 30 minutes because that means that I'm going to be able to preserve more muscle or realistically just be able to sleep a little bit better. When you're overly fatigued, you sleep like shit.
Yeah. I mean,
In
and
a
I
prep
will say,
scenario, again,
huh?
I said in a prep scenario,
Yeah. I mean, all things considered, though, it's like to go back on my point, the biggest thing is finding a cardio modality that you enjoy. Like, again, I enjoy the bike. Whereas people look at
psychopath.
the bike. Yeah, people look at the bike and they're like, you're a fucking retard. And I'm like, all right, well, kill yourself. There's definitely no way I could have said any of that in the matter of the sentence I did. But um, regardless, for me, I look at the bike. I bought a spin bike for the house. I mean, I have no issues with it whatsoever. I love it. But, people would be like, oh, I love the Stairmaster. That's great. Do the Stairmaster. The biggest thing is, whenever a coach, I love it too. When a coach is like, you're not allowed to do X, Y, and Z. It's like, dude, if I can do, let's say, to your point, 45 minutes on incline treadmill comparative to 30 minutes on the Stairmaster, and I mentally feel a lot better, I physically feel a lot better, and I'm still losing fat in the process in which we're in, whatever phase we're in, what does it matter? Realistically, it doesn't. It doesn't mean fuck all because if you don't have to look at your cardio and dread it daily, that's a win. That's a W because
W.
the biggest thing is like think about it. If you had to go, you couldn't do fasted, couldn't do post workout, you had to wait until, your family went to sleep, finishing up your last meal, and that was the last fucking box to take off for the day. The last thing you do before you take a shower and go to bed is cardio, and you're dreading it all day long. You're gonna look at that fucker and you're not gonna do it. 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna do it. It's purely for the sake that you don't enjoy it. It's very mentally taxing, and inevitably, it's probably pretty physically taxing as well. And it's not something you enjoy. It's not something that you can just go on your phone and do it. And at the same time, even when in regards to cardio, there's so many people I see on the cardio machines and they're just like, they're either dragging ass or they look like they want to die. And you need to find a little homeostasis point where you're pushing yourself because I'm sorry, too many of you take your cardio way too fucking easy and you don't push yourself. Cardio is meant to be hard. Fucking just like how you train hard, go do cardio hard, get your
That's
heart
the
rate
problem.
up.
Most people don't train hard.
But you need to be able. Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like you need to be able to find that like homeostasis period or point in which that, it's hard enough for you, but mentally you're flying and physically you can recover from. But again, it's just like it could be anything, anywhere from an attack bike to a regular bike to a stationary to a stairmaster, elliptical, arc trainer, whatever the case may be. There's so many fucking cardio modalities. Just fucking find the one. Experiment. Go to the gym and do fucking 8 different modalities. Once you find that one, you'll know. Because guess what? You're gonna finish that. You'll be taxed, you'll be gassed, but you'll feel very rewarded. Not like, oh my God, thank God it's done. Like, oh no, that was great. Like
For
I can
for
do
a
this
good
every
couple
day.
days, you'll be excited to go and get on that piece of equipment. It's
100%.
not going to
And for the
last,
people,
but
no.
a couple days you'll be like, "Ooh, that felt really good yesterday. I want to do that again."
Well, think about it. When I did the arc training, I was like, wow, this my body felt fucking great. I mean, my heart rate was through the moon, but I was like, this felt amazing. My knees, nothing were hurting, nothing was taxed. Like my legs were, I was like, this is awesome. And guess what? I went to it and did it the next day. The next day, not so much, but not the day
Yeah, you
after,
were
but
bitching the next
the
day.
next day I went to the arc trainer. But yeah, bro, that shit sucked.
It's because the first day you did the resistance
But
really low
yeah, I
for like
mean,
5 minutes and didn't realize you warmed up
yeah,
into it. That's
yeah, but
why.
the resistance with the arc trainer, you have to get to like 25.
I was doing intervals on
But
30, 50 yesterday. That thing, you're fucking cranking
fuck
on
that.
that thing. Oh man.
No,
But all
no.
in all, yeah, the point is we both believe that cardio can increase your gains by being strategic with what you choose. If you choose a upper body machine because your upper body needs to come up, it also doesn't need to be forever, right? Like this does not need to be a
Yeah,
forever thing. This can be spurts. This can be only during a push phase, right? Because guess what? If he turns around and goes into prep and he continues to do upper body cardio on new muscle tissue that is not going to stick around for as long, that's going to be a problem. But if you are like a perfect example is fucking me during prep, right? What did I do all last prep? Stairs, the entire fucking prep. All of a sudden, legs are gone. It's like that was new muscle tissue that just had to go because it wasn't gonna stick. An elliptical probably would have
yeah,
saved my life. Now I do the elliptical every single day. My legs feel great. My knees feel okay. Um, can't confidently say that one ever. Uh, but like my fatigue is very low from it versus if I was doing the Stairmaster. Like I like the Stairmaster because it moves instead of me having to move, but it's not worth the risk or reward on that's not worth it. To me, doing a fucking
yeah,
hour on the Stairmaster is not going to be worth it,
yeah.
especially with them dumbass intervals I was
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, I mean, again, it's something you live and you learn about, but I mean, realistically, the biggest thing at the end of the day, like I harp on at all points, just do your cardio. That's like the biggest thing. And like don't let an off-season setting, make you get lazy. Trust me, I've been there. I've been the real fat fuck who just decides to stop doing his cardio. But it's just from like a health and longevity standpoint. I mean, do your cardio, cardiovascular health is going to go up, mentally going to feel better, body comp's going to be in a better position. By no means am I going to say, doing 10 minutes of cardio a day is going to completely get you in that lean building muscle state, but it's going to prolong your off season a lot more than you really believe. You will get to a point where realistically cardio is more so for appetite than it is for fat loss because you're not going to be losing fat when you're eating 5,000 calories a day, unless you're 6'8" and 300 pounds. But I mean, for the
Or
mass
you're running
majority
all the
of the human
peptides,
beings,
all the
yeah, I
peptides.
mean, but even with that said, it's you want to be able to do it for the longevity standpoint. Because again, like, I just got my bloods pulled. And bitches were fucking pristine for
Money.
post push phase. I mean, realistically, the only thing I don't really have to change anything. And I'm ready to go back up. And 240, here we come. And I'm gonna at some point be heavier than Josh.
Like just barely. But yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I'll be heavier than Josh at 5'7".
All right. I'm going to 300 pounds after this. So good
Yeah,
luck.
Mr.
Good
Open.
luck, fucker.
Are you gonna be
Nah,
280-pound men's physique?
nah, yeah, men's physique pros have a fucking weight cap. Um,
Pros.
yeah, I am not getting up to 300 pounds to turn around and do an off season as a fucking amateur. That is, no, it's not worth that. I'm way
Uh,
closer in classic than I'd ever be in open.
just pull a Nick Justice and come on stage, fucking like 30 pounds over his pro cap.
Still got third in the first one he did that at, which is crazy. So crazy to
Yeah,
me.
which is wild.
The best is the story about about it where he turned around and the guy in his height category, like one of the two guys, is like, "Yeah, you got this one," and then he wound up winning,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Yo,
Yeah.
y'all sure?" It's like, damn, damn. There's no faith in yourself on this one. Yo, y'all sure about this one? Fucking hilarious. Oh man, but no, plan is definitely not Project Open. Plan is what the plan always is, except I'm not saying it all the time this year.
Oh boy.
I still fully believe that that's what's going to happen, but
Humility.
I don't need to talk about it. I'm just going to do it. I talked about it a lot last year, and I didn't do it. So this year, I'm not talking about it. I'm just going to execute. I'm gonna, you know
Oh
what?
boy.
Actually, my saying this time has been, I'm just trying to be damn hard to beat. I don't care if I don't win, but you fucking work to beat my ass. It's gonna take some. It's gonna take some
Yeah.
shit. 'Cause I'm willing to die out here. Not for real, but like die in the gym, like as in like lifting. Like I'm willing to dig there. So we shall see. Do you have any official plans yet?
No. I mean, the only plan for me really, it's like I said, we're starting our next push phase as of yesterday.
Yo, 10 likes below, and Colin goes Project 212. He says fuck
We'll
classic and
see.
just
I
goes
mean,
212.
honestly,
10 likes.
listen,
That's it. It's only
the
10.
biggest thing,
That's
the
easy. Share it
biggest
with a
thing,
friend. Good shit. We got this.
the biggest thing is to see where my back goes. Because again, I've gained a good bit of shape. And if my waist stays where it's at, I mean, yeah, I'll be shorter guy in classic, but it's like I will have really good shape. That kind of like Sommerfeld type of shape. And again, by no means am I fucking there, and nor will I probably ever get there. But it's the concept of just being able to grow as wide as the back as possible, as big as shoulders as possible, grow some actual fucking arms that I can have on stage. And really just keep just blowing out my legs where, if my waist stays to the size that because dude, when I diet, my fucking waist gets to a 25. I mean, fuck me. My waist gets so small. So if I just grow everything else, it's going to look pretty gnarly. So, I mean, again, it's like for me, I realistically have this push, probably one more. I mean, it depends because with the progress that I've made thus far in this last push, if we just continue to add like just width and size, like just width and thickness, I mean, we could be stepping on a pro stage sooner rather than later.
I've always said it. I think your peak physique, not peak physique, but I think that your shape resembles Andy 100%.
Yeah. I, yes and no. I feel like his latch just inserts so goddamn low on his back that it just comes out like a fucking Dorito. But like, there's no hourglass to it. It's a Dorito because it comes out from his waist and his latch just go that way. There's nothing that comes up and swoops out. There's no real crazy prettiness to it. And I feel kind of bad, not bad, but shitty saying it because like the kids won two pro shows or three pro shows, whatever it is. But like Andy isn't someone I can see going that far in classic, but that's also because of how much he's going to be pushing his cap before he really breaks through.
I agree, but I don't think that's a bad look by any means. Looking at Andy's front double
No.
is fucking nuts. Like his front and rear double, even though it comes from the bottom of his rib cage.
Yeah.
That's where his lats originate, is the bottom of his rib cage. Because I'm looking at a picture now, and it's like that just straight Dorito back down to a fucking A or a upside down V. That's a fucking sick look. That's a true X.
Hmm.
What you're kind of talking about would be the most aggressive example would be Akeem Williams, right? That
Yeah.
hourglass where they're high inserted and just swoop the fuck out.
Yeah. True.
Like, yeah, that's all well and good, but guess what? Akeem Williams ain't winning the show from behind, and yours don't insert like that either.
Yeah.
I would
No, I
prefer
get
the
that.
X-Ram over the swooping lats. I just happen to have a really long fucking torso.
Yeah. I mean,
My like,
again, well, it's it's all in due time really to see where my body goes. But again, it's like I'm not opposed to 212, but I'm not going to be debuting in 212 because that's so long away from stage. I'm just not going to want to wait.
That's fair. I still think that
That's
I
the
still
biggest.
want to see
That's
you in
honestly
220.
why. That's probably the biggest thing more than anything is that it's just way too long. Whereas I'm getting the itch as it is, and like I just have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like this is going to be my biggest off season of all time by probably 20-ish, 15-ish pounds. So it's like I'm going to be in a very uncomfortable state where we're going to get to the point where wardrobe's going to have to be completely changed. Work clothes are going to have to be completely rebought. Like,
That's when daddy becomes big brother. I have to ship you some
so
shit.
yeah, like, but yeah, I mean, like I said, that's really the plan right now. It's just kind of Operation Grow. It's very exciting, but at the same time, it's very monotonous. And I've started to enjoy the monotony more than anything. I'm just kind of sitting in the same shit, doing it day in and day out, and just kind of following my regiment as it is. Just doing what I can to be the best form of a bodybuilder as it can be. And then probably, push come to shove, we have a show in Raleigh. I might just do that next year.
Fuck yeah.
That'll probably be like day one, or not day one, but debut. Just because it's in town, it's the least amount of money I'll ever spend on a show.
See now after talking about division switches with you, like a realistic conversation, I always just want I have the itch to do open. I have the I want to be gigantic itch, but then I also don't want to be gigantic itch for a very long time. If I'm gonna be
Yeah,
gigantic, I want to be gigantic for like a year top, so they call it a day.
yeah,
It's not worth it.
yeah.
But
It's no. I mean, we'll see where it goes.
yeah, I just think 230 for you, pretty lean. That's gonna be a good look. That'll be a good look if you can
Yeah,
get there. And then that's a that's what's your cap?
197.
Damn, your cap is victim weight. That's tough. All right, so 197. That's a 33 pound prep, something like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
33-pound prep. That's easy. That's like
that's what
that's
I do every time. I like all my preps are like 35 pounds
yeah, it must be
in 10
nice.
weeks. In 10 weeks,
It must be fucking nice.
10 weeks of
Both
junior
of mine
nat,
were
10 weeks of
65.
junior. Oh my God. I couldn't even
65
fathom
pounds.
that. Dude, it's like Max. Max's prep this year is going to be 60 pounds.
Yes, we're large fucking individuals. Max is 5'11".
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of extra weight just on the frame, just chilling there, the fat and such. I just
Yeah.
remembered we're still recording. I hope you guys have liked this catch up. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Still need
Yeah.
10 likes
Watch,
to make sure that Colin goes to open. I have two accounts,
watch,
so that's two. So we need eight left. Eight
watch
left. That's it,
Max's
just
road to
eight.
pro.
Yeah, Max
We
gonna
got
come up the
what?
universe and beat me. So
Here you go, universe, brother. He's
yeah,
class C,
Max looks
not D.
sick. Yeah, apparently they don't know what the hell class I am. If they try to give me class C this year, I'm causing a fit, bro.
Hmm.
Throwing a whole fit. Because I think that's going to be a much harder weight cap to reach this year.
Yeah,
That's going to be
I
a
believe
couple
that.
days. That's going to be me sitting there being like, yo, damn, I got to make sure I get there. And that's a couple low days going into that.
There'll be some low days with some fucking outback zone.
I don't know about that one. That's assuming I'm fucking 220 in shape at 220. No shot. Like peeled out, 215. It depends on what you consider junior nats conditioning before I left New York because that was still a good look. It's just on the plane. I don't know what I did on that plane trip, bro. I walked off looking like a different human being.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Well, can't go back and change it now. So now we just full spread eagle to fucking universe call it a day.
fuck yeah. All right. With that said, we are signing out. I don't think we've ever done a true closeout. Look at us not
Nope.
worrying about the time cap. See y'all later, motherfuckers.